So let's move away from our two-dimensional plane. Let's go into 3 dimensions. So I'm going to go over here to my pancake stack in the upper right corner. And I'm going to go down to either view or perspectives. Either one will work. If I go to view, I could pick just those windows I want open. If I go to perspective, these are preset collections of windows. And you can explore those. I'm going to go 3D graphics. And so let me graph I think the sine function will be fun, but I think maybe we could just do a parabola that is entirely above the x-axis. And so I will just go x squared plus 1. And I might flatten that parabola out just a little bit. And maybe I'll go 0.2. Yes, that'll be good. And so what I would like to do is I want to illustrate how easily it is to rotate this function around an x-axis or a y-axis, and how we can create that surface easily, and more importantly, how your students can create that surface. So I'm going to start out with some sort of a slider that's going to give me the number of degrees that we're going to go around an axis. So I'm going to start out by typing n equals, and I'm just going to choose 45 degrees for kicks. And so I will go 45 deg, no spaces, no capitals. And that recognizes that this is a degree slider. And I want to create a surface of rotation. So if there was a command for surface, it might just be surface. And the one we're going to use is we'll actually use the third one, which is curve, angle, and line. We'll specify our line. I just think that's a good habit to get into. So surface, I'm going to take function f. I'm going to rotate it n degrees, and by default it goes around the x-axis, but I will specify the x-axis like this. X, capital A, XIX, or XIS, no spaces. This is the parametric form, but again, I can always hide that in my settings if I'd like to. But this is it's a nice, such a cool color and such a cool figure. And we'll work on how to change some of the settings in the 3D view, but that's pretty darn cool. So let me rotate this instead. Let me rotate this around the x-axis, or no, the y-axis. So the same thing. Again, it's going to be a surface, and I could have just changed that last command if I wanted to. I'm going to take F, rotate it n degrees around the y-axis. And so I get that bowl. Let me back that out a little bit so I get part of that bowl. And that does it make sense? Does it make sense? Might be nice if I just maybe hide the grid but show the axis. Yes, and when you're messing with this, you probably want to use the 3D glass view. That's something different entirely. What is really nice about this in GeoGebra, again, the question always comes up, can I rotate around another line? Yes, you can, but you need to actually use a geometric line. So for example, if I typed in y equals -3, it's going to give me a plane. And so what I would like to do is I would like to use the line tool. I could probably use an intersection tool here, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use a command for a line. And I want the line to go through the points 0, -3, and the points 1, -3. And so this line is named G. So what I could do is I could, instead of going around the y-axis, I could specify G for my line. And it's just, I need to zoom in a little bit so we can see that. There you go. How about that? Zoomed in a little bit. So I could rotate around any line at all. And it doesn't need to be perpendicular to an axis. So if I change, instead of that -3, I change that to a +3. There you go. So now it's rotated about a line that is, that's an awesome shape. It rotates about a line that is not perpendicular to one of the axes. Let me change that 3 to a 1. So we have like a, change it to a -2. Oh, that's beautiful. That is very, very cool. Very, very cool. Super powerful tool, man. It's free. I love this visualization. Love this. Love this. You would need to clean this up a little bit. You would need to clean this up a little bit. But if I go up here to the pancake stack, all right. If I go to File, and if I go to Download As, I can download this as an STL file for 3D printing. You just need to clean up your entire picture and have only the surface there. If you need to hide the grid, hide any labels, because it will print everything. But it's possible to 3D print this. So that's a surface command. Hope that's helpful.